Okay, welcome everyone again. My name is Joel Broden, and I am your host for today. I'm very excited to be talking to you today on our Saturday morning breakfast call for Postcard Networker. I am the CEO, and let's get right into congratulating everyone that's receiving checks matching postcards this week. So congratulations to Donald and Jim and Dan. Congratulations, Twanzel, Linda, Andrew, Clinton, Willie, Clive, Bradford, Whitman. Congratulations, Tonio, Barry, John, Adam, Bradford, Marianne, Herbert, Kenneth, Ja. Congratulations, Richard, Christina, Roger, Robert, Chris, Richard, Sonia, Claudia, Marilia, and congratulations to Leonard. And of course, all the uplines too, getting commissions from all of the sales and not only the gold sales here that are still happening for probably less than a week that'll be left, but congratulations to all the uplines for all the postcard sales as well. You'll be getting paid on that in addition to everything else. So I just wanted to start by just giving you a few updates. Then we're going to get into a training, and we do have a special guest. I know last week we were supposed to have a guest, but I've got him this week committed, and he will be joining us at the end of the call here today to kind of share some ideas with you that I think are going to definitely be able to help your business. So I just want to give you an update on the system. First of all, we are literally probably, I don't want to commit to a week, but I think about a week away, maybe 10 days. So definitely by the end of the month, we'll have everything fully up, fully functioning. This coming week, we're going to mostly be doing testing of the new system, kind of off of the domains. So it's pretty much all built, which is exciting. And we just have to do some testing, make sure it all works, obviously, before we put it live. So we put it on our servers, we test it, make sure everything is functional. Then we're going to upload the current database, and we'll switch over. And I'll let you know, obviously, the days and times, and it'll be, at night, of course, when the traffic is lower. But we will make sure everything works 100% before we switch it over. So that's probably going to be within the next week to 10 days that we're going to do that. So I'm excited to kind of get that going. And of course, that's going to be all the new pages that we have, the new sales offers, the new packages, all the new tracking, which of course will track all the postcards directly back to you. That'll have all the traffic and all the leads being tracked to you, so that you can start seeing a lot more action in your businesses. So right now, of course, primarily you mostly see from the postcards just sales only, whereas once we switch this over here in the next week or two, you'll see any traffic coming through from the postcards, the hits and sales. Sorry, not necessarily, I'm not sure if you'll see the hits, but you'll definitely see the leads. So anybody that opts in will come through, and I'll confirm all that once we launch it as well. Okay, so another thing, obviously, is we've got the new compensation plan that we're currently running on, and commissions. And I wanted to talk to you guys very briefly on this. We went to run commissions, and I realized that our comp plan actually is based on a rolling 30-day, point system now. So I kind of ran into a little bit of an issue because some of the people obviously would have been, if we would have ran the commissions here this last weekend or Friday or any of these days, really we would have only been taking the last 14 days, which actually brings some of the ranks lower than they should have been, because you're technically your sale, we're not going to go back to sales back in September because we kind of closed that all off to be able to calculate ranks. So I've got, I guess, good news, bad news. The good news is, obviously, I want to make sure I maximize the payouts to you guys, and I want to maximize the ranks to make sure that you're getting paid as much as possible and to be fair as possible to everybody, especially the new people that are coming in that aren't gold members, that are free members, that are getting sales and are enrolling people. We want to make sure that they can get their ranks up. So the bad news part of that is we're actually going to delay commissions this month until the end of the month. So it's a little bit different, but I do hope that you understand and you're okay with it, that we don't pay commissions weekly throughout October. Not to say that we couldn't. I just feel like I want to maximize all the payouts. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to hold the commissions for the entire month of October to allow, so here's what we're doing, to allow for a 30-day period of sales, okay? And then basically as of November 1st, we'll have a 30-day period of sales. We can run the commissions. And then what will happen is with the new website, your commissions will actually be calculated every time there's a sale based on the last 30 days. Okay, so every time there's a sale, it'll be based on the last 30 days. Your commissions will be calculated immediately. They'll essentially be put into your account, okay, so you'll be able to see them, and then you'll actually be able to request a check whenever you want to get paid, okay, under the new system. So, it's kind of good and bad. The good thing is, obviously, you'll probably get paid a little bit more for those of you getting checks, because your ranks will be higher because you've got a longer period of time, obviously, to create those sales and to advance in the ranks. And I know that's important for both brand new people and for some of the leaders, because obviously the leaders want to try to get paid at that top rank. So if we ran it today, you'd only have 2 weeks. You probably might not qualify to push all the way up to the elite level, okay? Whereas if I give you that rolling 30 days, an extra 2 weeks of sales kind of definitely pushes you up, gets you into the infinity bonuses, et cetera, et cetera. So that's essentially what we're going to do with the new comp plan. With the current commissions, just so you know, for the next 2 weeks, we're not going to send out any more commission checks. And then once the new system is implemented here in about the next 10 days, you'll be able to see your commissions. You'll be able to see the, as sales come in, they'll be calculated. And you'll actually be able to request a check yourself through your back office. You'll just have a little button to click, request a check. And you can request a check every week, every third day. You can request it once a month. It's going to be completely up to you to control kind of, if you want to build up your check a little bit bigger before you request it, or if you want to kind of get the funds out kind of whenever you want. So, kind of a little good and bad with that. But in the big picture, I think it'll definitely benefit everybody a lot more than it hurts anybody in terms of the commissions. And it's only a one-time thing. It will only be for the first 30 days of the new comp plan, just so that we can get that rolling 30-day average and get all the ranks correct and obviously maximize your income. I mean, I am in this to make sure that you guys succeed and make sure that you're obviously getting the maximum amount of commissions that you can. There's no reason for us to hold back. I want to make sure that I pay out every last dollar of compensation that's owed. So just to let you know, for the next 2 weeks, we're not going to be doing any commission runs, but as of November 1st, obviously you'll be able to request your checks, and it'll be based on the last 30 days. Okay? Hey, I'm excited about the new system. I don't know about you guys, but I've been talking about it for so long. We are literally so close to being able to launch it and release it. The websites look awesome. The back office is almost finished. And like I said, this week we're going to be doing some testing, make sure everything works, and finalizing everything. We've got autoresponders that we're hooking up to everything for new members coming in. So it will be very powerful, very awesome, and make a big difference and impact in your business as well. So let's just go through. I just want to talk, before I bring on our special guest here today, I want to talk a little bit more about how to be successful, okay, with the Postcard Networker system, because I feel like sometimes we talk about different things, and we kind of offer different points of advice, and I've got all kinds of online videos out now with short little training videos that you can obviously watch or use for your business. But I just want to lay this out very, very simply, and then I'm going to ask our guest here today to kind of talk a little bit about his business and how he's been able to have success and what kind of impact some of these things maybe have made on his business, and really what he focuses on. I mean, I've asked him to come and talk about specifically, how he's kind of created success in the network marketing industry, and what is really important to his business. So here's what I feel personally. This is what I feel you need to be successful in the Postcard Networker system. And first and foremost, over everything else, is just advertising. Okay. And the reason why advertising is the most important, and this truly, folks, no matter what business you get in, no matter what you promote, if you decide to promote something other than Postcard Networker, that's okay too, but I want you to understand that advertising never goes away. Okay, and that's why we created the Postcard Networker system, and obviously we've made it kind of a generic system where you can promote any network marketing company you choose. So it kind of gives you that flexibility to be able to, chart your own path and to be able to make some choices and choose your own part of the business model and the income stream with income stream number 4. But what it does is it gives you an advertising platform where you will always be able to have new people coming into your business. You will always be able to have new leads through the postcards that we offer. Okay, there will not be a day, there will no longer be a day in your network marketing career, okay, as long as you work with the Postcard Networker system, there will no longer be a day where you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, I wonder where I'm going to get people from today. Okay, we've completely solved that problem. You will never, ever have a day. In fact, your entire downline, your entire team can also never have a day where they wonder what to do. How should I find people? And that's the most common question asked in the network marketing industry, in the home-based business industry. That is the hardest question to answer. Okay, and most of the time, just to kind of give you some of my experience, most of the time, uplines and leaders in network marketing, often they focus on just kind of giving you generic training about your mindset or about positive thinking or about do you really want it bad enough or talk about your why. Now, I don't want to bash that because I believe in all of that. In fact, I feel like that's been a big part of my success in network marketing is the fact that I have such a strong why, the fact that I'm constantly listening to positive reinforcement in terms of other other success stories and other leaders and listening to what they're doing and all that. So don't get me wrong, but if you only have that and you don't have an action plan to advertise and to actually find people, if you don't know the steps, the actual action plan, the actual things to do on a daily basis that are actionable, that you can do today, if you don't have that, you won't have a business. Because no matter how bad you want it, no matter how much you can taste success, no matter how excited you are about it, if you don't know what to do, you can't get there, right? And a lot of the argument is, well, if you want it so bad, you'll just figure it out. Well, that's true, except you still have to figure it out, right? Your downline would still have to figure it out, right? So that's why with the Postcard Networker system, we've figured it out for you, and we've laid out a simple plan for you to be able to follow with the postcards, okay? Now, we've also introduced the online marketing training, and I'm going to talk about one other advertising medium that we're going to be introducing probably, I want to say by January. We got to do some testing on it still once the new system is launched. We might have it even as early as December. I don't want to commit to that, though, because I know that there's going to be a bit more tweaking with the online system and just making sure that that's all running really well. And obviously, before I introduce anything new to you guys, I want to fully test it over 30, 60 days. But we've got the online marketing training available too, which basically teaches you how to get traffic through video marketing and online. And it's a very simple system, and we're going to be in the next week, talking about how you can participate that in a very simple way. We're actually going to give everybody a free trial to it. Okay, so if you haven't participated yet in the online marketing, we're going to give you a 30-day free trial. Okay, for those of you that are in it already, you're going to get another 30 days for free. Okay, when you register for it, or when you re-register for it, we're just going to get everyone to re-register on the new platform. So, you know, and you know, there's kind of good and bad of that, right? You get it free, but there's no commissions for 30 days. But here's the thing. I feel like the value in the online marketing is so strong that people are going to want to stay with it for months and months and months and months and years and years, okay? So, you know, if we can provide the opportunity for people to join for free and to kind of get into that culture, I definitely want to do that. So that'll be available very soon. Again, in the new system for everybody, we're going to offer a 30-day free trial. So if you're thinking about joining, maybe just wait a couple days, wait, you know, maybe a week before we launch that into a free trial rather than joining today. Normally as a salesperson or as a leader, I would never say that. I would never say, hey, give it a few days. You know, normally it's like, no, join today, of course. But I do obviously want to just let you guys know that there will be a 30-day free trial that we launch in the next few days. For those of you that are already in it, we'll just get you back in so that you guys can get 30 days as well for free. So just hang tight on that. You know, if you're thinking about joining, give it a few days, you get it for free, okay, for 30 days, just so you can try it out, make sure you like it, fully use it, and then obviously, you know, I think it'll make a huge impact in your business. And again, it's advertising. It's getting your name out there. It's getting the word out there. It's generating leads, okay, it's generating subscribers, okay, for your business. And that's all about advertising. Now, the third thing actually with the advertising, and I didn't put it on this slide, but I do want to mention it, that we are going to be doing. Now, please, this is kind of like insider information, okay? And sometimes when I say insider information, or when I kind of tell you what's coming, I feel like sometimes I get so excited about it that I tell you sooner than maybe I should because it's still in the works. But listen, if you promise not to tell everybody, I'll share it with you guys today, okay? Because I feel like I don't necessarily want everyone hounding me and emailing me and when's it coming, and I know I get that a lot. But listen, I'm excited about it, so I feel like maybe on this small call today, even though this is recorded and we'll share it with probably hundreds and thousands of people, but let's just share this information anyway, okay? So one of the other advertising mediums that we are going to be introducing in the next few months, okay, I'm going to say probably realistically by January, is once the new system's up, we're going to be testing some online lead generation, okay? And we're actually going to be allowing you to purchase online advertising through Postcard Networker, okay, which will actually generate you members, okay? So it's not going to be leads, it's not going to be mailers, it's not going to be clicks, it's not going to be you know, banner ads or anything like that. We'll actually generate a member, and that's essentially what you'll be paying for. Now, we've done this before successfully in another system of mine, and it worked really well, because what happens is you're essentially just paying for results, okay? And we can't necessarily do that with the postcards, and the postcards will always be a staple of our business. I mean, they'll always be integral to the success of our business because they're so easy, and people who are even offline, people who aren't online, can use them. But with the online advertising, what we're going to be doing is essentially allowing you, and I don't know what the prices are yet because I have to test it. It will be somewhat expensive, okay, but you know, we're all used to already paying for the postcards anyway, so I don't think it'll be crazy in terms of the cost. But essentially, you'll be able to get members, so free members joining, basic members joining your business, and you'll get assigned a certain amount based on the cost. Okay, very simple. And then, of course, if they upgrade, they upgrade. If they buy postcards, they buy postcards. I mean, we can't control that, but we can control and give you, especially online, we'll be assigning the free members. Okay. So that's kind of exciting, because if you think about it, essentially you're online, you kind of just are going to be paying for results to an extent, and then of course you'll be able to have their contact information if you want to follow them up, or just allow the system to do that for you. Okay, so that's, like I said, that's going to be coming probably in the next couple of months. I would say a good, kind of a good time frame is probably by January. And then we'll have the postcards, the online marketing training, so things that you can do yourself, and then we'll have the online advertising as another medium for advertising. And again, here's the thing. No matter how excited you are about the business, if you don't know what to do advertising, okay, you can't build a business. So that's why we provide you with the postcards with the leads on them. Okay, if I just gave you postcards with no leads, you'd be sitting there with a stack of postcards wondering where to get the leads, right? And wondering what's the best place to buy the leads. If I gave you online training and I didn't provide you with the videos, you'd be kind of trying to think, well, what kind of video should I make? And it would take you, a week or a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months trying to figure out how to make a video, what's the best video to make, etc. Okay, so we provide you a daily video to post. Okay, to use to be able to build your business. Same with the online advertising. We're going to generate the leads for you. Okay, so and everything that you learn how to do yourself, over and above that stuff, you can obviously use and you can obviously build a business with. But here's the thing. All of your members need a kind of that basic starting point too, and that's why the advertising, when we make the advertising so easy, step number 1 in the Postcard Networker system, when we make that so easy everybody can do it, everybody can then have success, okay, and that's the reason why we do it. Now the second thing that I want to talk about very briefly about being successful in the Postcard Networker system is building your team, okay, and success in building your team really is about simply just encouraging your team and staying positive. Okay, they're really, I mean, network marketing is kind of a funny thing. I've been in network marketing now, and in this industry, in the home-based business industry, the online industry, whatever you want to call it, full-time since 2004, so about 12 years. Okay, and actually, probably this will be about my 12-year anniversary full-time. And if you looked at my part-time as well, I did it part-time for about 5 years. So that's about 17 years I've been at this. And the crazy thing about kind of the encouragement and the being positive is that I've had to stay positive about this industry for 17 years, okay, to be successful. I've had to be excited about it. I've had to be positive about it, and I've had my ups and downs too, but here's the thing. If you want your team to be excited, if you want your team to stay positive, you can't ever talk negatively to them, okay? If you have a complaint, if you have a negative thought, to me personally, you almost have to get rid of that as quickly as possible. If you kind of feel down, if you feel like, oh, I don't know, is this going to work? What's going on? Things are changing, whatever. You almost have to just let those thoughts kind of dissipate into the universe as fast as possible. You want to keep the positive thoughts and words in. You want to share the positiveness with your team. You want to share the encouragement. And because the thing is, it really doesn't take a lot of negative thoughts and talk to kill a network marketing business. It really doesn't take a lot. And the crazy thing, this is the kind of nutty thing that I see happening in this industry. I'm not saying in our business, because our business, to be honest, most people that I talk to are very positive, very excited. But in our industry, sometimes what happens is people start to get negative, and then they start to talk to their teams negatively. They start to negatively talk to their downline and people that they enrolled, and And what happens then? Well, you're basically just poisoning your own business, which is crazy. That's like going into your own personal bank account and lighting a fire, right? And burning up all the money. Why would you? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Why would anybody ever do that? But they do, right? They do that, and they talk negatively to their team, and they talk negatively to their upline and their downline and to everybody, and before you know it, the whole business around them crumbles, and and then they say, well, this network marketing doesn't work. And then they get even more negative with themselves. And actually, negativity with yourself is as destructive as negativity with everybody else, because if you don't believe in it, if you're not excited about it, that creates kind of that doubt in your own mind, and then you can't have success either. You're going to hold yourself back. If you poison your own mind, that's as bad as poisoning the minds of everybody else on your team, right? Because then you're not going to take the actions needed to succeed. So you need to stay positive not only with your team but yourself as well. You need to encourage your team. You need to encourage yourself as well. Okay. One of the things that one of the reasons why we do these weekly calls every Saturday is so that you can be positive. You can have some other people to come on a call with, myself and some of the other leaders and our special guests and all the other people on the call, you know, that you can be around that are positive, that are excited, that are successful, right? You've probably heard when people talk about, you know, if you get around successful people, you can have similar success as them, right? Well, if you get around positive people, you also will be positive. I tell my kids this all the time, you know, you get to make choices every day. Every day you wake up, you can change, you can choose your own future. You can choose your own day. You can choose to be happy, you can choose to be sad, you can choose to be miserable. The crazy thing is, you know, if you had a good sleep at night or you didn't, or you ate healthy or you didn't, or you took your vitamins or you didn't, okay, if you exercise today or you don't, all of those are simple choices that we all make on a daily basis, because nobody is, I mean, listen, I'm busy, but I still have time to make choices in my life. You're busy too, but you still have time to make choices in your life. How to react to people, how to interact with people, whether or not you go for a jog or a walk in the morning, okay, or in the afternoon or in the evening. Everybody probably has at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do some type of exercise, and yet sometimes we choose not to. Everybody has the opportunity to put on a smile, right? How long does it take to put on a smile? Well, it takes the same amount of time to smile as it does to not smile. And in fact, if you go around not smiling, you could actually be smiling instead. I mean, it's kind of a binary decision, like either you smile or you don't smile. Either you're happy or you're not happy. But we can force ourselves to change that behavior. We can be positive or negative. It takes the same amount of effort to be negative as it does to be positive. There's not kind of this, like, you're not programmed to just be negative. You're not programmed to be upset in the morning. You're not programmed to give your spouse or your kids or your coworkers or your family negative thoughts. You're not programmed for that. In fact, it's actually, to me personally, more difficult to go and be mean and nasty to people than it is to be happy and positive. Because over time, because you want that positiveness in your life. You naturally crave that. I mean, people want to be around people that are successful and happy and positive. Okay? So if you exude that, if you use that in your life, you're going to find that more of that comes back to you as well. And that's going to have a huge impact on building your team. If you are positive, if you're encouraging your people, okay, if you're encouraging your teammates, they are going to be more and more excited about building a business with you. And the third thing I wanted to talk about today a little bit about being successful with the Postcard Networker system is to build a successful network marketing opportunity, growing your income. Okay, this whole system is designed around an advertising model to be able to create income for your business so that you can grow a network of people. Okay, And as we build this business out and as we put that fourth income stream in and make it available for everybody with the new website, I want to encourage you to obviously participate in the fourth income stream. So whether you participate with your sponsor, okay, in their network marketing company, whether you participate with your own, if you want to choose your own network marketing company, it's up to you. But here's the thing. As we grow our incomes and as our businesses, that network marketing opportunity is going to have a huge impact on your income, okay? And I've talked to a lot of people about this in a big way, and I've said, you know, as we built out this system, the whole point was to grow that network marketing income. Unfortunately, we never got it launched yet. Now it's going to be launched, okay? So in the next 2, 3, 6 months, 12 months, you're going to see that your income is going to significantly increase when you've got that network marketing opportunity in there, when you've got that, you know, somewhere to put those leads, somewhere to offer, you know, a business to really offer those people to help grow. So I feel like that truly is, you know, going to make a huge impact on your business, on your income, as you grow with the opportunity, and you'll see, I promise you'll see that if you focus on the advertising and you stay positive and encouraging to not only your team but also yourself, and once you drop that network marketing opportunity into our system, you know, people are going to be making a full-time income in no time in this business, and I hope that you're going to be one of them. So now I want to just take a moment to introduce our special guest today. Some of you know him, some of you don't. He is a really good friend of mine now. I've only known him for, well, probably less than a year, but he is here's the thing, he's a very successful business person. He knows what he's talking about. Okay, and there's some people that I would say in this industry that I've met that are very successful but don't really know what they're talking about. Okay, have you met those people? They kind of, it almost feels like they were lucky, right? I've met people before, I'm like, how did that guy ever get successful? Because they don't really even understand what they're doing. But this gentleman, not only is he successful, not only is he growing a huge team in this industry and with Postcard Networker, but he actually knows what he's talking about. He's a very, very intelligent, and I don't know him, I guess, outside of this industry for intelligence. I want to say he probably is, but definitely network marketing intelligence is very high. He definitely has some really good ideas to share, and he's going to talk, like I said, about some of his success and how he's been able to generate a successful business. And I don't want to steal his thunder, but really listen to him because he's going to share some ideas with you and expound upon this a little bit in terms of how you can be successful too. Okay. So without any further ado, I want to introduce Ja. Let me just unmute you here, Ja. And hey, Ja, I'll let you take the call from here.
Hey, Joe. How's it going this morning?
Hey, it is absolutely wonderful.
Excited about the website. Finally, people.
I would tell you, I have not been able to sleep barely since I've finally been putting this together. So I hope you're excited and everybody else too.
Absolutely. So maybe kind of do this with maybe kind of direct some questions or kind of where you want me to flow. That might be from the perspective of a new member or you know, somebody that's looking.
Sure, yeah, and I mean, here's the big thing, I guess, and I didn't go through and prepare questions, and I know I kind of put you on the spot a little bit this morning because we didn't talk about the topic, but this is here. This is actually where I want to start, or hopefully where we can start is, can you just give us maybe a little bit of your backstory, like when you first started in this industry, and you know, because I think that the hardest thing for people is not understanding where we are now, or like, because you and I are definitely having a lot of success and we're building our business, but I think kind of bridging that gap between when you first started in this industry to being able to start to see some success. Maybe if you can talk a little bit about that, like what did you first do, and how did you go from brand new to starting to get some sales and starting to see some results in the industry, not necessarily in Postcard Networker, and then maybe we can talk about Postcard Networker as well.
Well, I actually got started, and sorry, my voice is a little rugged, but I actually got started, I think it's like 25 years ago now. I was in graduate school here at Ohio State, and somebody just said, hey, come to this business presentation. And I just had a drive. I think before that it was just I was open because I had a drive to be an entrepreneur, to create my own income. So it was easy to have a mindset to look as far as that goes. And so I think when you have that mindset that you want to be successful, you're going to make it happen. And I was never one really deterred by what other people think. I'm still not. So once you have that, then you just kind of go after it. And I think energy-wise or spiritually-wise, the doors will begin to open. And so once I got involved with that, it was just like back then, 25 years ago, it wasn't all the internet, so it was about getting out here and talking to people or maybe buying some leads and calling them up, so I've done all of that and just got into it. I didn't have any I didn't allow my a lot of people do self-destruction, right? So what I can't do or this doesn't work, I just plowed at it and pushed forward, and I think even back then I certainly had the mindset of not expecting certain results right away, and where we are in today's society and where we are with technology, there's just this immediate result, and part of it is economy driven because people need money now more than ever. They don't have the jobs, they don't have the income that they had before, so they want to put some money in and they want to get some money out, say in 30 to 60 days. That's just that's mentality, but it overall just never works in business, right? It never works to help someone be successful. So I just got in. I got in network marketing. Somebody introduced me. I got after it, and from there, things went okay with that first company. I then actually left that, got involved in real estate, did some real estate investing, very successful with that. Dabbed in the network marketing, and then after I got out of real estate, I got more into online, so that was about 2007. I got into online and lost money. And that's the thing where people don't get, like, hey, we became successful because we lost money, actually. So we tried things, and so I was getting online, and the key, it was a very key story of success in online, especially with our new system coming out with the autoresponder system in there. The first company I got in online, which cost me $1,000 to join, I then had to spend several $100 for a hosting setup and autoresponder, and I still had that autoresponder till today. And so I never made any profit from that business. I had one sale, and you needed two to get into profit, and so I never made any profit. However, the interesting thing was I learned about autoresponders. I learned about having, my own website, and that made the autoresponder just made me tons of profit. So it wasn't a loss, even though I perceived it maybe that way at the moment in time. So, just from there, just continuing on and drive and looking and learning, and like you said, seeing what other people are doing, being on their mailing list, maybe different webinars and things, just tuning in and analyzing. I have great analytical skills, so analyzing what was going on when it came to advertising. We talk about advertising. I looked at back then when the free advertising sites were very, very popular, and I would look at what other people were doing, and even if they were in another business, but apparently were successful, and then I would just tweak it. Like there's nothing new under the sun. it was just a matter of tweaking it and then getting out there and applying. And then as we talk about advertising, and I think the one thing that allows me to be patiently and successful with the Postcard Networker is I understand the process of paid advertising. So I understand, and I have spent money on advertisement, got absolutely zero. I understand, and I've spent money on that same, advertising in the same medium, and I've gotten all kind of opt-ins and sales. Just so many different factors can come into play with advertising, but I know I cannot do it. And I also understand building a list, which I think is one of the things that is going to make Postcard Networker really the top system out there, because you're going to have a process now that is actually going to build a list of the leads that opt into your website, which is going to allow for follow-up. And we know that fortune is in the follow-up. And so we all should experience more success overall. And we got to say it that way, overall, because more success isn't next week, isn't necessarily 3 weeks. It's overall. And advertising's always been there, and that's one of the things that's really, really got me excited, is because I just see longevity with this more than I've seen in really any other company I've been in over the several recent years.
Yeah. Now let me just back up a little bit when you kind of are walking through that, because here to me is one of the hardest things. Let me just identify what I feel is one of the hardest things, and it was for me, and it probably might have been for you. I'm not sure, but I think it is for a lot of newer people, or a lot of people that have been struggling over years and years and years of kind of failing or not making it. How did you deal with, how did you get through personally, overcome the fact that you weren't rich overnight with that first opportunity? Because you see it, right? You join, and the reason why you joined is to make money, right? The reason why we're joining opportunities and why we're in network marketing and why we're online and why we're in postcard, the reason why we get into this is obviously to make money, right, and to have success. But so how did you deal with maybe immediately in that first opportunity, or even over the years with when you'd have the ups and downs? How do you personally kind of say that that's okay and push through and keep going?
There's so many various factors related to that. I honestly, I think the industry in general gives a bad perception to people. So what their ideal of what it's going to take to be successful is not always quite broken down, whether it's they don't get a chance to have a conversation really deeply with that person, or somebody's not really putting it out there or being effectively putting it out there. And there literally are, as we know, people that you go to the meeting, hey, you just get 2 or 3 people and they do it, and in 6 or 7 months, 12 months, a year, you're rich. But we don't see that happening. And it really comes down to finding good people, right? It's the numbers that you have to go through to find not the initial ones that joins, but the ones that stay, and then those that will duplicate that process out. I just think for me, I just never had a mindset to quit. Actually, I've had success and had more companies quit on me than it was me, right? So It's been more of a frustration of having to keep the mental fortitude in starting over. And sometimes we do have to just take a step back. I think you mentioned in your business before getting the Postcard Network about going, you just take a step back. It's kind of like regrouping. You was in the military, you regroup, you retreat, but you're not defeated. And then you take your lessons that you learn and you grow from there. And so not quitting, understanding that you can win, and trying to learn the process that it's going to take to do that. And some of the things that breed success, particularly, this is specifically for a lot of network marketing companies when we talk about whether it's service or it's product driven. Very often, because they don't have truly good marketing systems that help people get prospects, meaning there might be good training that says, here's how you go out and talk to people. Here's the right pitch. Here's what you can put on a notepad. Here's what you can put on a postcard. And we're dealing with most people who are of an employee mindset, right? That's just the conditioning that we have. And so as an employee mindset, whether we like it or not, an employee mindset that we're conditioned to, I'm not blaming anybody, that we're conditioned around is follow instructions, right? Follow instructions and don't make those instructions too complicated, right? So when you get into network marketing, a lot of it is self-driven, right? Like you might get the instructions, but it's not going to really necessarily always be put together for you. And so it demanded people to, it really kind of only could pull out the strongest, but not necessarily the one with the greatest desire. Like, because you can have great desire, but you just don't have maybe the mental fortitude to talk to people, or maybe you don't have the time to try to, back then when I used to go out to the malls and the grocery stores and talk to people. So it's not like a desire or wanting it. It's just a matter of those type of mechanisms, or the rejection that you have to go through just doesn't allow you to have the success. So I think in keeping at it, you have to read. We have to, and that certainly is a big factor in my life. But I was younger at the time, so it didn't take a lot to adjust my mindset versus if I was, say, as I am now, 47, and trying to get into this industry and having been mentally grown and working in corporate America or something like that. It takes a lot more to shift the mind, and you got children, all of those things in life that kind of get your mind really set. At 25, my mind's not so much set. So you have to get the books. Like we're not a reading society, right? But you, at that time, I saw people that were successful, and it was like, get these books, read this, understand whether it's the sales process, understand the self-development. And those things really changed my entire life because my mindset changed. And that's where the biggest gap is now, and to be able to overcome, in your question, to be able to overcome the challenges, is that people are going home and reinforcing in their mind the drama that's on TV, right? The drama that's on social media. And that's okay. You can be aware of that, but then we're not putting really any of the positive development and the growth things in our mind from actually reading. And these days, you don't even have to do that much reading. You can watch the videos on YouTube. We're not engaged in those things, and we don't make a strong point to do them. So I have a thing that I used to always say about being successful, about there's probably a great opportunity here for a person to be successful. If when you join the business, and when you join, you're all excited, you're ready to go, you may even saved your money, you're ready to do this. And as soon as you jump in, life comes at you fast, as that saying goes. That is actually a sign that you're probably on the right track, right? So when you're getting ready to do something good, you're all gung-ho, you're ready to go at it, and then all of a sudden you feel like something throws you off track. That's when you have to realize and say, okay, this is trying to distract me. This is trying to throw me off. Let me deal with it, but let me make sure I stay on track, on focus on where I want to go and overcome that situation. So it's most people see it as a barrier, and here's something else, and oh my God, instead of saying, oh, you know what, that's something trying to hold me back. That's something trying to take my mind the other way. That's a distraction. I should expect some distractions. I should expect some things to happen in life because I'm getting on a good path. I'm making a change, and these things are trying to pull me back. So we got to read and study more, personal development type of things, and we have to realize even in that there are going to be distractions. Don't let those and these distractions literally sometimes can be right in your own house, right? So they become very difficult to deal with because they're literally right in your own house. and that's where you're going to need those things to help you have a strong mental fortitude to continue on.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that I feel like the more successful I am and the more I learn and the more I try and the more I take action, the more distractions try and attack me. It feels like personally for me, the bigger we get and the more exciting it is and the more I learn. So, and this is probably true for a lot of people, is that stuff tries to throw you off. And it's a bigger challenge. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger because, and really the important thing, like you said, is to stay focused on those goals, right? To stay focused on what it is that you actually want to accomplish, because life is going to happen all around you. People are going to, continue to make their own personal decisions as to what they do and where they go. And I feel like we need to, as a team, come together and continue to come together on these calls and just come together as a team and say, no, we have our own mission. We have our own goals. We have our own kind of ideas in terms of how we want to live and how we want to have success. And regardless of what's happening outside of our homes and outside of our, world or our piece of this world, we need to kind of stay focused on what it is that we want. And I've probably got, it's funny you mentioned kind of the education and the learning and stuff too. I believe that I probably have, I want to say $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, I don't know, maybe more,
right,
worth of books and CDs and audios. And this doesn't even include YouTube learning. Like, this doesn't even include the free online stuff that I've done, over the years. And I want to make this point to everybody out there, is that when you buy a new book, or when you buy a course, or when you read something, or when you watch something on YouTube, it doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% right? This is the way I look at stuff, is that I want to try to have as much positive influence, as much learning, as much knowledge. And you mentioned this earlier, is that you kind of, take pieces of stuff and you learn from different businesses. Maybe you didn't follow that business or have big success in that business, but you learned something from it, or you took something from it. And I do that with every book, every CD that I listen to, every YouTube video. Some of them are complete garbage. I don't get anything out of it. But I feel like, well, at least I know now not to follow that person or that writing or buy another one of their things. But most of the stuff that I read or learn or watch, I get something out of it. And it's not always what they're teaching, but sometimes it's an idea that's created in my own mind just based on me exposing myself to different ideas, right, to different trainings or teachings or whatever. And sometimes I combine what I know with what they know to make, the systems or my knowledge or whatever better. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I think by exposing ourselves, I shouldn't say that, by exposing ourselves, that doesn't sound right, by continually learning, right, by continually putting ourselves out there in an educational environment where we're learning how to sell better, how to build our business better, how to market better, naturally we're combining that with what we already know, I think, to be able to grow bigger, stronger, better. And I think that's really what kind of takes you to success.
It all fits into the pot. You know what I mean? Like, you need water, you need dirt, you need minerals. These are the things that properly grow food, right? You need sun. So it's not one thing, right? Like some people would think, well, I just need this right business, right? And that's
the secret. You don't just need the secret, right?
Right. So, and then you've got people that are well self-developed, but they don't have the income stream, right? So it takes the good business and admin and other factors that have to come together. And so, and then it takes money. I mean, like, I think one of the biggest challenges now out here in business and what the internet did is people believe that they can have, $5 wonders, right? And certainly somebody is making money in those businesses, but they typically they don't produce the result like people used to think, and I had to learn this process, so I'm not talking it down. Well, if it's $1, then hey, the whole world should join because it's only $1. But the problem is now they're not really making any money, right? Because they need tons of people. So they get in there and they well, why is everybody doing it? Because time value of money. It's like, man, this isn't worth my time for the money, right? There it goes. So, and then we just have to have an investing mindset. And I think with the postcard marketing business, it does take money. And I'm actually like happy about that, right? Because I ended up in a trap where I was promoting a free money program. And what happened is, and I did this for years, and I literally built a list for years of people that had I don't want to have to use a lot of money to make a lot of money, right? Like we all don't want to do that, but that's just not a practical reality. So I had a people with a mindset that, man, if it's like more than $25 or $50, then, I don't even really understand how that could work, as far as that goes. And the reality is we want to have a successful business, and some people want to try to help everybody, and that's a nice idea, but you need business-minded people in your business to be successful, right? So, excuse me, I may want to help my relative, okay, but my relative doesn't have a business mindset, isn't willing to really grow into one. So I'm wondering why I'm struggling with working with that person because they're not there. And so when you have a business that is going to basically say to a person, you've got to be willing to invest the money. If you're only going to do postcards, a 6-month mentality to be successful and be consistent is what it's going to take. Excuse me. If they're not going to be about that, because that's what it's going to take business-wise, then that's the type of person you've got to find, right, to really ultimately be successful. And so I think in closing this out and conveying to people is that, hey, if you want to be successful here or anywhere, you got to realize that I've got to go through people to find the business-minded people, the people that understand principles of business, of putting in money to make money. We don't understand, and being in the advertising aspect of business, we don't understand, as I said in my last video, you're going to have some bad mailing. Hopefully it's not your first mailing, but it could be, right? You're going to have some great mailing, right? There's different times of the year, the summer, the winter. But in all of that, I've never not seen McDonald's advertising. And everybody knows what McDonald's is, right? I've never, because it's consistency. It's being out there. It's being branded. And again, once we start building a list with this, that becomes even more powerful because people are maybe really understand this that don't build a list, but you're not going to be driven so much by the moment because that person, I've literally had people, excuse me, I've literally had people that were on my email list, and I've had this happen. The first time it happened, it was shock. I've had it happen at least 3 times now, where people that were on my email list never communicated, never heard from them, never signed up for anything of all the things I promoted out there. And in 3 years, they see something that I present out there, and they join. I've had 2 times, at least 3 years, one or more times of people that were on my list for 2 years, and I've had people that were on my list for a year, right? So if I was sitting around saying, well, I didn't make any money this month or that month off of all these people that opted in, I'm going to miss making money when those people are ready or when they see something that is suited for them. And so building a list is going to be powerful. Yes, it's unfortunate that we didn't have that in place now. Everybody has spent money. It's part of growing in the process. But where we are now with this business, what we're putting out, I think the energy that we can want to get rail backed up and to put into this is just going to be that much more rewarding. It's going to be structured for that many more people to be successful, but it's still not going to be this instant result. People say, well, what's the response rate? I say it's 1% over time. It's not 1% every time, right? So it's 1% over time, and then that's people responding, especially as we've grown. Early on, we were certainly getting greater sales. As we've grown, we kind of get the response. But now we bring in the autoresponder that is going to help balance a lot of that out. We're bringing out a better website system with testimonials on it. Like we talked about, what you guys might have seen in the preview video of the website is nothing when you actually see it live. So get geared up, get ready to explode your business. And as we started talking about, if you want to have residual income, if you want to have the residual cash flow, you're not going to have it to the degree that you want if you're trying to structure a business off of just one-time sales, right? You're just not going to have it. And so one great thing about this business is we know we must advertise, or any business in the network marketing industry, we must advertise. What do we do here at Postcard Networker? We sell leads. We sell postcards with leads already on them. That's the core thing of what we do. And so if we know we must advertise, we know we need people to get in front of, we need a system that is going to allow anyone willing to invest in it, so to speak, to be able to duplicate, right, so you can have the leverage. That's what we have here, and you want to do that on a residual basis because we've already ran the numbers. We already know the success. We already know that in whatever amount of time we can help you get 3 to 5 people in this business, and we can help them duplicate so that over the next 12 months, especially with the new system and what we have and where we're going, you have a successful business that can earn you a full-time type of income. And one very last point I wanted to say, I forgot my thought. I think too many of us want to make a lot of money right away. And that just really hurts us. Like, people have never made $100 on their own, and so they come in here and they want to make 1,000. They've never made 500, so they want to make 5,000. They've never made 1,000, but they want to make 10,000, right? And so you're going to have to do like life does everyone else, and you're going to have to do baby steps, and you're going to have to grow. And so you're going to have to grow to earn a few hundred, and then earn a few thousand, bigger hundreds, and bigger, and then to thousands, right? You're going to have to grow your team and network. You're going to have to do that by being consistent. Network marketing was really designed where you would start part-time and you would leverage and build up and grow, and many people are trying to jump into it full-time. And so be consistent, mail, stay focused, and advertise. Realize that as painful as it has been, we've got the new system coming that makes it better for everyone. So if you kind of fell to the wayside but you're still here lingering on, this is going to be the best time to jump back in and get going because it's just like we're renewed, right? And we've taken the things that we've learned from the past months and we tweaked it, and we think we have, I think we have, in my language, is the finest postcard marketing opportunity available.
I feel like I should just leave it at that, but I'm going to finish off by just saying, thanks so much, Joff, for coming on the call today. I appreciate you being in the business and obviously your friendship and sharing your ideas and stuff with everybody. But also, here's the thing, guys. It really is just what he said, which is you've got to be successful. I just want to reinforce this. You're going to have to build a team. You're going to have to build a downline. You're going to have to build a list. However you do that, whatever business you're in, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to do that. And with the Postcard Networker system, you truly can do that, and we're going to make it a lot more evident as we launch the new system, and we're going to allow you to see a lot more of your business as you grow it. So definitely, like Josh said, get excited. I mean, get really, really excited about this new launch and this new, part of the system, I guess, that we've improved, because things are about to get, and I guess things are really exciting already anyway, for me and hopefully for you guys and everybody else, because you see, the possibilities here for you to be able to earn a full-time income over time as you build your business. But yeah, I mean, it really truly is about just building and growing, and you can have that same success as well. So thanks so much, Josh, for coming on today. Thanks so much, everybody, for attending, and hey, have a great weekend. We'll see you all next week. Bye for now.